Happy Wednesday. How
Yes,
is
we do.
everybody?
Very good.
Great.
Very good.
F4 to all you guys. I had a technical issue. But anyway, Wednesday, August 31st. What the hell happened to summer? Where did it go?
Flew by.
Gone.
Flew by. Not if you ask Anthony, because this past month's been bad for him.
No.
You had to have a great month. Attendance has been awesome.
Not
having a day off.
Yeah, there's not a day off, but other than that's good.
Well, it's August 31st. We're back home for a couple of weeks,
Yep.
Which is pretty cool because we've been running. We've been running. We've had a great summer, a lot of great shows. I hope everybody that's joined us joins in tonight so we can talk some Philly sports. There's a lot to talk about, but I guess first things first, right, John? You're home. You're not in your usual spot, so we need to talk a little bit about the fantasy football that's going to get started.
Yes, we do.
You usually have a table full of props, so I guess I can let everybody know when you're done doing your little spiel about how to play, when to play, get your votes in.
Yep.
All that fine stuff. I'll make the announcement on the what I think is a couple of very cool prizes. Not one, two.
Wow. All right.
Take it away.
All right. So yeah, we're going on to our fourth year now with fantasy football. It's going great, getting bigger each year. I think we ended up with like 75 to 80 people last year playing. So hopefully we keep those numbers up and keep growing, so I can keep writing more papers and keep going with the numbers. But we have it's very simple. It'll go up tomorrow, the post for starting the votes, and you go on and there's 14 different sections. You pick one player from each section, and that becomes your team. And each person has their own team individually, and we will tally up all those votes and make one viewer's team that ends up playing the host. So we have fun with it, in multiple ways, so we have fun with it. It's a great time. It takes about 5 minutes to go on there, and then week two. When week two starts up, the voting will go up on Monday and then on Wednesday after the Sunday games. And
so if you're tuning in for the first time and you want to play and you don't play, or you play the first week and then you don't play the second week, expect a bunch of emails and conversation with John Boy, who's in charge of the fantasy football. So if you sign up, you're all in.
Exactly.
There's no once and done. So
no, but you do have 14. We only do count the 14 out of the 18 weeks.
Right. I was gonna ask you to talk about that a little bit. We still have those 4 weeks that
you can throw away,
right?
Just because that way, in the beginning of the year with school and everything coming up, it sometimes gets away from people to initially play. So that gives people time to spread the word as well for your friends to play as well. So and then still be able to win the prize. So what we'll do is we'll tally up the 14 best scores that you have, and that becomes your grand total points, and whoever has the most points becomes the winner of two nice prizes.
Very cool.
So yeah, it's very good. And then we end up, once the playoffs come around, we do a playoff one as well to keep it going. So we got the next 5-6 months of fantasy football going on for fun. It's not that bad, Shawnee. Come on.
Oh, it's bad. I mean, short of you showing up at the people's houses, yeah, it's bad.
When Ronnie the mailman shows up, right? I mean, he's hot and sweaty. He's having a bitching day, right? John's like, where the hell's your pool? Where's your picks? And
I was wondering why from September through like February, he just throws the mail in the door. He doesn't even walk in every day.
Yeah, poor guy. Poor guy. I mean, he will attack you like an attack dog. So if you sign up, you're all in. That's all I got to say. So,
Joe, you can definitely write it on a piece of paper. Your penmanship's legible enough that I can read it. So,
well, it's better than yours. So, so we now, there's 4 of us, right? And 2 of y'all use pieces of paper. That's pretty incredible.
Oh yeah.
I can't get the other.
Paper.
Huh?
What else are you going to use?
Yeah. When you have that many people, that's what you got to do.
You can run around with an iPad.
No, that's not sufficient.
Okay.
Well,
you need a paper. How
I want to get it. I want to save that for later because I want to get into that. I got a segment on him running around in Reading. So yeah,
they don't understand the organization there, Anthony. We think alike.
That's it.
Well, I guess that's why they still make 11 by 14 sheets of paper, right? Because you're a yellow line guy.
Yeah.
Anthony's gone from 8 by 10 sheets to 11 by 14 sheets.
Are they 14 or 17?
I don't know.
That's even better yet. 11 by 17.
11 by 17.
That's even better yet.
Well, he's got a lot of stuff going on.
He does.
That's why it runs so smoothly up in Reading.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Yep.
All right. So fantasy football gets underway this week. John will make all the announcements tomorrow. Sign up on This Fan's View if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't cost a dime. Doesn't cost anything. It's just a whole lot of fun. And couple prizes this year. Our coach and dear friend Dick Vermeil was voted into the Football Hall of Fame, so I find it that we should give away a couple of his items.
There you go.
So let's do an autographed jersey. Let's do an autographed Super Bowl trophy.
Ooh, there you go.
So you got 2 pretty sweet items. Probably in the $350, $400 range that somebody's going to win both items.
Wow.
So at some point we'll get pictures of those up along with the posts. So it'll be Coach Dick Vermeil autographed jersey and also a Super Bowl trophy signed by Coach with his Hall of Fame inscription of 2022. Pretty cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have incentive, from John and wanting to beat him,
They can't beat me.
or beat me, or beat Lauren and Anthony,
That's not very. That the bar is low on that one.
you know what? It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a real good year. So
Yeah, we're bouncing back. We lost the last 2 years as hosts.
we get some serious players.
Oh yeah.
They know their football. This is a little bit different. This isn't your average, fantasy football.
Every week you have a different lineup, so it's good.
Yep.
It's fun.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about guys getting hurt and that kind of stuff. So
that's what we're all about. We're all about having fun, except when John attacks you for not playing. So I can't emphasize that enough.
I do it in a fun way.
Yeah, I know, but you don't even drink. We can't even blame it on alcohol with you.
Well, no, but the thing is, we have it. The deadline's on Wednesday at 8:00, and it usually ends up waiting until Thursday because it gets pushed by the time I write them all out and everything. So, if you're in, I'll make sure you get in for the next week's. But just try to help me out and get them in as early as you can. But I know people want to wait until the last moment to figure out for injuries and stuff like that.
So week 1, right? Week 1, there should be some pretty good picks, right?
Oh yeah. Both lineups are both all 14 picks are. You're gonna have some good picks to go from with all 14 of your selections. And week 2, whoever the viewers pick as their team, you won't be able to pick those players that next week, so that we have the advantage slightly, since we always pick the second choices of everybody. So we don't since we beat them up the first year, we had to give them the advantage there a little bit, and they've taken advantage of it and beat us up pretty good. But so yeah, I'll do week 1, and then Carl will do week 2, and Lauren and Anthony will do week 3. So
There you go. There's the lineup.
yep, and then we just keep going through, and we'll each get six times at it. So it should be fun.
So I tried to bribe Mr. Bill Mattis, also known as the Mattis Minute, to joining us tonight, but he's already tailgating for college football tomorrow night.
He's doing the Penn State game?
No, Pitt plays tomorrow night. I said the same thing, And
Is it in Pitt?
No, Pitt plays. No, Penn State plays Purdue. I forget who Pitt plays.
But is it at Pitt's what I meant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I was hoping he would join us so we could have some college football insight, because he's our college guru.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, he started early tailgating.
Even though he's a little biased with
West Virginia. There you go. Pitt versus West Virginia. So I think that's a pretty good rivalry, isn't it? Right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For
The big game.
We couldn't find a hotel.
Yeah. No, that was. I don't think it was West Virginia.
We on our way back from the
No.
honeymoon, we couldn't find a hotel, and one of the
No.
reasons was somebody was in
It
town.
was no. That was
Virginia was playing Pitt, I think.
No, it was Virginia
Yeah.
Tech. Pitt was in town,
Yeah, for the game.
and there's like no hotels. It's all rural, so you have to go. Every exit you drive, there's one hotel, and they're all booked for months. So we just came home.
Yeah.
That's when you drove straight through and you were miserable as all hell, right?
Yeah.
Yep, sure was.
Yep.
Very interesting. All right, well, let's stay with football, right?
Yeah. A little bit of news tonight.
Well, I was curious as to if you've been updating and finding out. The Eagles made a trade today.
Yeah.
They finally unlocked the back door and pushed
Jalen Reagor.
Jalen Rager out the back door, and like we didn't all see that coming.
Right.
It was just a matter of time. But it's funny because where he ends up, right?
Right. I know.
Where he ends up going. And for those that don't know, thank you, Shawnee. Backyard brawl between West Virginia and Pitt. So I could see why he started tailgating, because he's already nervous.
Yeah, that's a loss for Pitt tomorrow.
But so he's going out to Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
And he's going to join forces with Justin Jefferson, right? So now they got the other wide receiver that, I guess by standards of the Minnesota coaching staff, that's who they wanted in front of Jefferson, where we wanted Justin in front of Jalen.
Yep. We should have had him. I mean, but you had him as a first round pick, and then you end up getting a 7th and a 4th/5th, depending on what happens. Howie's done a lot of good things the past couple of years, but that doesn't look good.
Well, I mean, that's on the same resume as one Carson Wentz.
Well, that too, yeah.
You know what I mean? That didn't end up on the plus side of the ledger.
Uh-huh.
Did Washington announce their starting quarterback? I haven't seen anything.
I haven't heard that either. No.
I thought Lauren would be chasing that one. She'd be all over that.
Well, the way the fans were wearing the Carson Wentz jersey, I'm assuming it's Carson Wentz, but
it would almost have to be, right?
At least to start the year, and then see what happens. But
he's the number one selling jersey in Washington, I hear.
That's right. 1-1.
Nobody cares.
But
let's
Tony wants to hear my prediction for the Eagles. I'm assuming here for the Eagles, unless it's the backyard brawl, but I think it's for the Eagles. I think, Shawnee, they're going to be 12, 13 wins. And that's even with, Jalen Hurts. So
All right. So what do you got? 12-5 or 13-4? Whatever that works out.
I'll go 12-5 to play it safe.
12-5. So you backpedaled a win right there. So
Well, look, I'll do 13-4. Then
no,
fine.
no, no. I don't want to talk you into anything.
Go for it. I mean, it's fine. Like I
12
said,
and, 12-5 is.
Strong season.
I love 12-5.
Right.
I don't have them at 12 wins. So I'm
I just think that they're gonna have if Jalen takes that next step even further that we're hoping that he does,
well.
that could even be even more wins there. I mean, that's
Here lies with me, right? Yeah, I know, Shawnee. I didn't go there yet. I'll be nice to him.
I said if he took the next step, they might get the 15.
But you're throwing all this on Jalen, right? What wins championships?
Well, defense, yes, but
where did they load up this year?
Everything's.
They have loaded up big time, time.
And that's why I'm thinking, they'll take the next step and move up with the defense. The defense itself should be able to win them 5 or 6 games.
I mean, they're still adding pieces.
Right.
I see where they added Anthony Harris back onto the practice squad, which I think is a good move. It's a great insurance move in case of an injury.
Right.
Because
they even brought back Allen, Devon Allen.
Right.
It was nice to see.
You're gonna need one of those guys.
Now they're getting rid of Rager.
Now they got rid of Rager, so. All right, so we got John at 12-5. I'm going to go 11-6. I'm probably a little bit on the light side, only because I want to just, I got to grow into this. I don't want to get my hopes all built up and then get smacked in the chops. Lauren, you got a prediction?
Well, Anthony just asked me how many wins did they have last year, and I don't know the answer to that.
9-8 they were last year.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 9-8. Yeah, I mean, I think you guys took both of them, 12-5, 11-6, something like that.
So you're in that same category?
Yeah, okay. I would think so. I mean, I'd like to think that they're, going to be a lot better, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean,
I'm not going 15, that's for sure. But maybe they'll surprise us and we'll all be wrong.
I mean, that's obviously, lofty goals, to get there. But if Jalen Hurts does take that next step, he's the key to the offense, being able to be explosive and the defense being as good as we hope it should be this year. It should be a good step. So,
what linebacker did they add today that Shawnee's talking about?
No, they cut one.
Oh, they cut one. Who'd they cut?
Yeah. That's what I was just going to ask him as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so they're still making moves. They're fine tuning the 53 man, I'm sure. I got a question for you. This is a football question. So, have you guys been following the Cowboys a little bit?
Yeah, did you?
What? You cut all your quarterbacks and you keep only the starter.
Uh-huh.
What am I missing? What where did they think Peyton Manning was gonna come out of the retirement?
Yep, exactly. And did you see who else was there today visiting?
No.
Jason Peters. He's going to steal money again for another year down there in Dallas because they need a left tackle.
Wow.
Devin Taylor they cut.
Okay.
That was their draft pick a couple years ago, right? The guy who never really played football before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't understand that Cowboy move. I don't know what they were. I don't know what. I mean, some of these teams just absolutely outthink themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like Dak's the Iron Man of football.
And we signed Ian Book, which was their third string quarterback, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have that correct?
Yeah, I think from New Orleans, right? I believe.
Was that? Yeah. So, but I think he was with the Cowboys prior to that, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so crazy.
The big question of the night is the Shawnee goes back to him. What did he when he did his fantasy draft? Did he draft Jalen Hurts? Is what I want to know.
Uh-oh. Did he have the first overall pick?
No,
Oh.
but you're not drafting Jalen Hurts #1 overall.
Well, I didn't know. That would tell you.
Sure, he might have because he's so high on him. So,
wow, that makes two of us. So be careful. Careful what you ask for.
Oh no, I mean, like I said, we've said it, in the store a lot. I mean, he's got everything that you want in a quarterback. It's just, he's just got to take that next step as far as passing. And if he does that, we're all going to love him for the next, bunch of years. With this team, it should be a good thing. So
I guess the big question before we hit the 7:00 hour, right? You're talking about a big season. He has a good year. That they do great things. They win 12, 13 games. They go to the playoffs, and God only knows what they do, right? Do they re-sign him to that big quarterback contract? Does he get the money?
That's the big question. That is the big question. I think if he does take that next step, I mean, I know I half jokingly said it here. If he can win the MVP next year, and they probably won't have him back next year just because of paying him that kind of money. But I don't know that the Eagles financially have the money to pay a quarterback that money. But how he does pull magic out of his hat, for the salary cap. So I'm still thinking that they're going to draft a young guy coming out next year, and Jalen Hurts will still be under a rookie contract next year. So for his last year, I just don't know. Like you said, if he takes that next step and has a good year, he's going to want to get paid.
Sure.
Before that.
Sure. If I'm his agent, he's getting that contract.
Right. Exactly.
He's got it. He's got to get that contract. And for as bad as the quarterbacks are in the league, somebody's going to pay him.
Right. Oh yeah.
Somebody's going to pay him, and the Eagles will be foolish not to. If he puts up a 12, 13, 14 win season, they make the playoffs. Everybody's happy.
Well, I think they got to win in the playoffs.
Right.
Not just make the playoffs. That
right.
They
Understand.
did that last year, and
I understand.
Because that's so far been another one of the knocks on him. He hasn't beaten a playoff team yet.
Well, he's a 2-year guy, so
exactly.
he hasn't been there to test the waters. So let's give him that opportunity. And like I said 10 minutes ago, defense wins championships. So we shall see. We shall see.
Yep, we should.
All right, let's jump over to a little bit of basketball talk because our boy Lauren's boy Maxi's been in the news quite a bit. He's been, here, there, and everywhere. He's baseball games, the Union. He was banging the drum the other night. He's become the new the new poster child for the 76ers. So, Lauren, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing all the right things, so that's great to see. I mean, especially coming off the offseason where folks thought that there was a chance he was going to get traded and he wasn't even going to be here. So it's good to see him, obviously still here him with the team. And he does all the right things in the community. And I like a guy who he doesn't have to brag about it. He just goes out and does it. Yeah. There's something to be said about that. I think that speaks pretty highly to his character. So it's good to see. And you need somebody to help sort of take on the face of the franchise because it can't all be on Joel. We've known that since day one. So I think this just kind of helps mold the two of them further together.
Yeah. And it's natural, like you're saying, when he does stuff. It's not like he's being forced.
Yeah, it doesn't seem forced. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's just doing it because of the cameras are on him. It doesn't seem like any of that. It seems natural and like he legitimately enjoys it, which I think is a rarity amongst current athletes.
Oh yeah,
I talk about it all the time. Philly guys, right? I mean, he stuck around this summer. Making Philadelphia his home. His family moved here. He just seems like he's fitting that mold of a Philly type player. And he doesn't shy away from the cameras. He doesn't shy away from, signing an autograph, walking up the aisle or taking photos. And He's just a solid guy. And for a young kid, what is he, 21 years old?
Something like that. Yeah.
It's so good. It's good to say. It's good to say.
Yep.
So,
I mean, he was great at the Phillies game too. With Crucker
right.
out there, just talking out there and
exactly.
Walking around the concourse like it was like nothing. Where everybody else would have security. If it was like Allen Iverson back in the day, he would have security walking around with them and stuff.
Right.
I think that's big, and I think we also have to not to take away from Maxey, but I think we also have to give James Harden some credit as well for taking a lesser contract where he could have been a guy that went off and took that max contract and said, "I'm taking my money. You guys can figure out how to get the team better."
Well, to take that a step further, hasn't that what a lot of these Eagle players have been doing for years now? Brandon Graham, he redid his contract a couple of times.
Nate Johnson, Kelsey.
They've all redone their contracts to help out the salary caps. So basically, that's what what James did.
Right.
You know what I mean? The league doesn't want to say that's what happened because I guess that's a little bit of collusion there.
That's smart.
That's exactly what happened. So, but I guess, too, Kevin Durant's going to stay in New York, and we're finally going to see what Ben has to prove.
Well, it's only September. We don't know if Ben's going to play yet. He's talking about playing. Wait till October when they tip off and see if he's actually playing.
All right. Well,
he gets scared when the lights come on.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun year, especially when he has to come to Philly, right?
Oh yeah, he's going to have the Philly flu that day.
I think that's early November if I saw the schedule correctly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But pretty cool. Hey, speaking of schedules, I know the Fightins put out their schedule for 2023, but so did the Phillies for minor league for Clearwater, right? And I know everybody in this room on this page is pretty excited about Clearwater. We've got March 16th circled.
Oh yeah.
Right? March 16th circled. We got a wedding. We got a wedding on the beach. There's talk that the bride and groom want to throw out a first pitch on the field in Clearwater.
It was nice of the Phillies to have a game that on their wedding day,
right?
And moved it up early enough so that we can go to it and then
right. And we can see what kind of arm Stephanie has. I mean, we already know Wheels is a player,
right?
You know what I mean? We know he's an old baseball junkie from way back. Now we get to see Stephanie step up.
Yep.
So we'll all be down there. Joe Stinger, we're coming into your neck of the woods, buddy.
Oh,
we're gonna all be down there. So we're invading Clearwater that week. So then St. Patrick's Day follows up the wedding. I mean, come on. There won't be a sober eye in the stadium. Except for you, John.
Well, exactly. I had to drive some people home. That's why. I'll be the Uber.
Appreciate that. You're going to need more than one.
It's okay. It's all right.
All right, so let's jump back over to Reading. Let's talk Reading baseball because what do you have left? You got 2 weeks of baseball left?
We have 6 games at home, and then they're on the road for a week after that. I think in Altoona, maybe.
Okay.
No, it's been good. Attendance has been good. Things have been going well. It looks like unless they go on some type of mad tear, it looks like they'll probably just miss the playoffs because they've lost a few games in recent days. But it's been good. I mean, the attendance has been good. The promotions have been good. People have been coming out. This coming week will be interesting. You have the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday game. Who knows what they'll do, but Friday, Saturday should be good. And then Sunday's game is after the Eagles are done for the day. So hopefully people come out after that. So it should be a nice 6 games to finish it off.
Nice.
And who are they playing?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
Minor detail.
I have no idea.
Let's
They
see
just
here.
finished up with the Rumble Ponies, and Tommy Joseph was the
yeah,
hitting coach.
The
Yeah.
Fisher Cats.
yeah. So
Fisher Cats.
that's the Blue Jays affiliate.
Okay.
Yep,
They got some good. They always have some good minor leaguers. So
they've been very good over the last few years. Yeah,
Do
Fisher
you
Cats.
have a favorite game from this season?
favorite
Like
game.
maybe it was your favorite promotion, or like you always like wrestling night.
Yeah,
But Kenta Colby was there this year. Is there ever like do you ever have a moment where you look back and think like what was cool that season?
this year, I mean, there were a bunch. Wrestling night was good. We had Stranger Things this past week, which was really good. The Harry Potter and Star Wars this year was good. Star Wars had like a ton of characters, like 30 characters, but there's not like one.
Did he say 30?
At least
Wow.
like, there was a lot. I mean, there were a lot of characters there this year. All those days were full. All those big theme nights were full. Not people showed up this year. I feel like we're sitting at like 60 or 70,000 more people, something like that, than we thought we were. So it's been really good. But no, there's not one specific game. I used to, we didn't have it this year, but I usually like Hall of Fame night's one of my favorite nights to see one of those guys go in. That didn't happen this year. I'm
Right.
hoping that our buddy Paul Hamels calls it quits one of these days so we can put him in. That would be good. But yeah, other than that,
How does Joe Stinger know? Joe, how do you know that guy? That guy's gigantic. That's not
Yeah.
really
Well, Joe met him. Joe met him down at Clearwater, and he had a picture next to him, and the guy was like,
Yeah.
towered over him.
I think maybe he might have missed the wrong sport, but yeah, I mean he's gigantic. He's a really tall guy.
he's been doing well lately too.
Yeah.
He's going to be good.
Yeah,
he's
but
like your guy, O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah.
You look similar build.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you can hit some balls out of there, it's almost like Darryl Strawberry. If you could put on some weight a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's been good. It's been good. I'm ready for it to be over, but it's been good.
The Stranger, I picked up one of the Stranger Things jerseys, and it was that Trevor Bentoncourt guy.
He just got moved up
to AAA, so
Yeah.
that's
Just
cool.
got moved up.
Yep.
I had no idea who it was. I just picked it because it was jersey number 35. So if Emily's watching, she'll appreciate that one.
There you go.
Very cool. There you go. 35. Very nice. Yeah. So, Lauren, you're busy. You got a lot of stuff coming up. You got a lot of stuff going on. So why don't you kind of, bridge over to from one side of Reading to the other?
Well, this is the only weekend I think in the last maybe 6 weeks, and the only weekend in the foreseeable future that we don't actually have anything going on. We have no events. But next Saturday, we have a mini pints with our friends at Classic Harley. So for those of you who know Matt Jackson, that's where he works. So we have our mini pints with them from 11 to 1, I think is that time. So we're at Classic Harley. We are finishing up our season and our partnership with the Fightins. So we have one more game on Tuesday, and then our last game of the year on Friday. And then we're going to pull the winner for our Bryce Harper autographed baseball. So we've been selling dollar tickets for that, and that's done really well for us. So that was awesome.
Good.
So we'll be pulling the winner on September 9th for that. And then our big event that we're getting ready for is our art auction, which is coming up on November 5th. This year's theme is Dark Carnival. So we're putting together a lot of fun stuff for that. November 5th in Reading at the Reading Fairgrounds specifically, which is in Leesport. So yeah, we're definitely back out doing our thing again post-COVID, trying to get to as many events as possible. We have a new events coordinator, and she's been kicking ass and just getting us everywhere and anywhere she can. So that's been a huge help with our event schedule, and just being able to do all that takes a little bit off my plate and having to go to all of those events and handle all the logistics for it. So that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested in following along or coming to hang out with us at anything we have going on, you can see everything we've got at humanepa.org.
Very good. Very good. Now, I know the arts thing is one that draws a lot of attention. And what's the category again this year? What exactly is it?
The theme is Dark Carnival.
Dark
So
Carnival.
think like Moulin Rouge, think like 1920s era carnival. So not circus, obviously, as a humane society, not animals, no elephants or tigers or anything like that. But more the sideshow sort of thing. So the giants, stilt walker, fire, breather, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, it should be fun. We're doing 2 giant top like high top tents, so like circus tents.
Circus tents. Very cool.
So that should be really fun, and just doing a lot with lighting and things like that to make it look really cool. So it should be a really fun event. This is going to be a little different for us this year because it is technically outside. So I'm just fingers crossed that the weather cooperates for us, because if it rains heavy the days leading up to it, it's going to make the grass kind of a pain to deal with. But I'm just hoping that maybe it'll hold off for a little while. There'll obviously be heaters inside the tent, so you won't even realize that you're outside once you're inside the tent. But just hoping that Mother Nature can cooperate with us. And it should be a really fun time.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Good to hear. So we've covered a lot in a short amount of time. I know Lauren and we really haven't had a chance to talk much publicly about our trip to Canton and the football trip. It was a trip of a lifetime for her and I. I had never been. I don't think you've ever been to Canton, have you, Lauren?
No.
It was just, if you've never been, the town puts on a great show. There's lots of stuff going on. If you're into football, we were everywhere. I had no idea we were going to end up where did we end up? At a school gymnasium, I guess, is where they had the one dinner. Is that what?
Well, it's a civic center, so it's more of like an event venue. It's probably a basketball court, but there's no team that's local to there. So that's probably what they've used it for in the past. Maybe like high school or college basketball gets played in there. But it's gigantic.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big facility.
And we did 2 events there, right? We went to 2 events.
We did, yeah. The gold jacket dinner, which was Friday night, that's when the guys officially get their gold jackets. But the main area where that happens is the actual arena itself, so the basketball court itself. But there's so many people that attend that event that they have to use auxiliary rooms for it. So you sort of eat in different rooms. We're not fancy enough to eat in the main room, so we sat in an auxiliary room and ate. But then you got to move into the main room in the bleachered seating for the actual ceremony. So that was really cool. Then we were back there on Sunday for the inductees luncheon, which we were fancy enough to sit on the main floor that time for that. So that was cool. But yeah, we were at the Civic Center twice.
Yeah. Great trip. Great trip. Trip of a lifetime. I don't know who the next Eagle I don't know who would be the next Eagle that would have a chance. Would Donovan maybe? Would McNabb?
He's probably the next type of guy, but I'm thinking he's going to fall just a little short, probably. But yeah. He's probably the guy that would be next in line. Yeah, because you have to be retired. So yeah, I don't know.
I know that Eric Allen's name has come up a few times.
Yeah, he has. And I'd be interested to see if he goes in as an Eagle, or because he went off to the Raiders and was at Green Bay, I believe, as well, if I'm not mistaken. Was the last time.
But if you guys have never been out to Canton, it's great. I mean, the people are very educated as far as telling you where to go and how to get there, and we had a great time. We had a super time. We met some new friends. Just an absolute blast of a good time. I guess you haven't been to the Hockey Hall of Fame. I haven't been to the Basketball Hall of Fame. So those are two that, kind of two different that, we haven't done. The hockey one's coming up. Bill Barber was just talking about that when we were at Dagwoods. he was he was talking about possibly going. Um, the basketball one, I think that would be pretty cool. It seems like, I don't know, I don't follow it as much, but do a lot of the old timers go back for the basketball?
I mean, I would assume so, but I don't really know. I can't speak for Anthony, but I'll be honest, I wasn't overly impressed with the Basketball Hall of Fame when we were there. It's sort of like just on the side of a highway, with nothing really around it. I feel like it was kind of in a shopping center.
I think
It was like the main focal point of the shopping center, but I feel like there was also like a subway.
I think that's the town that they're in is where the guy invented basketball, but there's not really much going else in this town in Connecticut, or is it Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
There's not much else going on besides that. So they kind of make it the focal point of everything. Now it's not, if you go to the Baseball Hall of Fame and a more classic type Hall of Fame, you're not going to like it probably because it's not like that. It's set up as more of an interactive thing for young kids. There's a big hoop in the center. So it's all round and there's a big court in the center. And when you're done going through it, you end on the court so you can, slam dunk or shoot some hoops or whatever. So if you have a young kid, I'm sure they would like it. Somebody older might not like it as much, but it does feature everything that they have there. It would have been nice if it was in a nicer area that wasn't just on the side of the road.
And it's like a major highway.
Okay.
Like we're talking 3-4 lanes on each side type of highway. Wow. It's right off this major highway. So I'm sure it's easy to get to. But I mean, not that we had like an excessive amount of parking at the Football Hall of Fame, but I don't know where people park when there's an induction weekend.
They must have to shuttle people in from like a college or something because there's not enough. I mean, it's right next to like a Holiday Inn, and then on the other.
Wasn't there like an Applebee's?
Yeah, well,
in the parking lot.
Yeah, but like,
it's just it was in a weird spot.
That stuff was there originally. They built that because
I know it was just in a weird spot. It just threw me off. I don't know. I guess I'm so used to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, feeling like that's where it belongs. Right. It feels like they just sort of like put a blindfold on and spun around and said, "Yeah, we'll put it right there," and that's just where it landed with no thought about any other logistics. But that's how I also felt about Canton. They sort of dumped this Hall of Fame also right off a major highway. Now they're building it up. Now they're making some type of like Hall of Fame village. So it's a destination all year round and not just in August.
Right.
Oh, wow.
But they too need to work on parking because there is nowhere to park. There's no parking garage. There's nothing like that.
Well, you have to understand, other than once a year, these places are pretty empty for the most part.
Well, and now they think about it, where do people park for the Baseball Hall of Fame? Because it's just that tiny little road.
Get shuttled in from a field. That's why there's only once a year they have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I would definitely be interested to see about a basketball induction and how that stuff works. But I've also never been to the Baseball Hall of Fame when there's been an induction.
Right.
I mean, the basketball one's easy enough. It's not that far, but it's got to be someone that you're interested in seeing.
Mm-hmm.
That one's in baseball. It's a fun time, but it's a hot one as well.
Yeah,
as you know, up there, Anthony, it's hot up there. You're right there in the middle of the field, and there's no cover for you.
And it's also not really anywhere near the Baseball Hall of Fame.
It's not far. I mean, it's
not far, but it's
a mile and a half.
Yeah, we took that drive. It was less than 10 minutes, right? And again, it's in an open field, and they've built it up for the day, pretty much.
Yep.
But like you guys were saying, I mean, what else do you have? I mean, Cooperstown's a lot different now because the kids go up there for Little League, competition, and they've got a lot of stuff going on. They've been building that up over the years.
From some people that went this year, I've heard that, and I hope it's just a 1-year thing, that it was much more difficult. I don't know if it's because it's New York State. I don't know if it's post-COVID. I don't know if guys are just seeing that other people are making money, but there used to be more events, more things to go to sort of get autographs and that sort of thing. It seemed like it was very difficult to do that this year. From what I've heard, there weren't as many people out. Some of the local stores would host people during that time, or have a Pete Rose or something there. And it seemed like, other than the induction itself, from what I heard, there weren't many people out and about and doing their thing. So that's also not great, hopefully for the
Well,
Baseball in
it's funny
general.
you bring that up because I talked about it a little bit. Um, it kind of went head to head with the national in Atlantic City. Um, and a lot of that was taken away. I feel like, because the national paid so much attention to all those big name autograph guests and whatnot. Because correct me if I'm wrong, it was the week before the national, if I'm not mistaken, from
Yeah.
down to Atlantic City.
I'm just saying, if you're baseball in general, you got to make it more interactive for
Oh,
kids.
I
You can't push people aside. If you're already struggling, why would you do that?
no, I'm
But,
I'm 100% with you.
but to Anthony's point about, not many guys going back, we talked about the same thing with football. There
Right.
were so many guys that have been inducted that are still alive that did not come back this year. I mean, I was hoping for a Peyton Manning sighting, even if he just was there for the actual induction day on Saturday, but he never showed up. I mean, there was tons of guys that we were rattling off that didn't show up. So I also just wonder.
I wonder if you have to, maybe it's, if your friends going in, that you come in, but like, if it's guys that you didn't play with, or, you might not feel like you have to go back that year if you were there recently.
Yeah, but then T.O. shows up on Saturday for the induction and doesn't participate in anything else. He just does that. He didn't even go to his own induction.
Yeah, he was there because he was a teammate of. Help me out, John. Who was the guy from San Francisco?
It was Barnett or Bryant, wasn't it? Bryant.
Bryant
Right.
Young.
Yes,
Bryant, yep.
yes, yeah. He was a teammate, and that's why he showed up.
That was the only reason why he was there doing a favor for him.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even show up for his own induction day.
Well, I know it sounds silly, and I've never been to it, and it's not necessarily the same. But I was just watching something on TV the other day that was like a documentary, A&E biography. They're doing different wrestlers, and they showed Rey Mysterio, who he was at WrestleMania with his son or something. They show like a whole fan fest there, and it's like a very low price ticket to even get in there, maybe $20, but you can get autographs from every single person. They really do it right. There were like 1 million kids at this arena for this, and every guy was there. Why can't it be the same? You know what I mean? They do it right. That's how you're supposed to do things.
Well, I think
It's all the money.
Well, that's a shame.
You need to lobby for that job.
They're just I don't know that I could do it. They're a little frustrating to deal with. They got to get with the current century. I mean, they're living.
Yeah, I mean, well, Carl's been saying it for a while now. When are you going to have like these guys, Bobby Chances and those type of guys, around anymore? Like, you get all these new guys that are coming in, and like you said, they get their 5 minutes of fame, and then they say screw it. I mean, like Peyton Manning should be there. I mean, that's that's a guy that should be there forever.
Well, the only reason Kurt Warner was there because of Coach.
Right.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, come on. I mean, he got into the Hall of Fame because he won a Super Bowl with
Right.
Coach, right?
Oh, yeah.
That whole mystique of getting there and being there and supporting the Hall, and I mean that's a big deal. I heard Brian Dawkins on his Hall of Fame speech and whatnot, and he's all about the people and whatnot. Where the hell were you? Where the hell were you? I get it. A lot of people have, different, calendars and things going on. I get it. But, that's,
That should be a staple.
Yeah, a long time in advance. You need to get out there. You're not just supporting the teams you played for or the brother you played next to, but it's the NFL, man. You made a fortune. You made a fortune in this league. You know what I mean? And it's frustrating. Yeah. It's frustrating.
You got to keep it, keeping that brand up, with it. I mean, it's one weekend of a year, that and like you said, it's in advance. It's the same weekend every year.
I mean, here we are. Lauren and I got our picture taken with Coach. His name's
Peterson.
Yeah, Coach Peterson. Thank you. You know what I mean? He came in for the day. Right. You know what I mean? Just to be there to support the Eagles, organization. He had no ties to anybody or anything. He was just there because he's a football guy.
He just stayed in town from the game Thursday night.
Right.
I mean, he didn't have to.
Right.
But
Not that
All
it's
right,
necessarily,
for the
not that it's necessarily always correlated, but the tendency is the more money you make or the better that you do, the less chances are you're going to stay around. Now that's not always the case, but you see a guy like a Maxi, like you're talking about earlier, that gets it. But for every guy that gets it, there's about 150
no, of
guys
course,
that don't get it. So
of
it's a
course,
shame.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before the night gets away from us, let's shift gears a little bit. The Phillies aren't doing too well out in the desert. They're snake bit in the last. What happened? Turn the page. That's my background noise. I was going to invite her on the show tonight, but she's giving me a hard time. She's just giving me
Oh, she's coming over.
she's giving me a hard time, and I can't. I was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, so they've been 0-8 the last eight trips out to
well,
Arizona.
Ricky Patalico brought up a great piece of conversation last night about playing indoors, and the two stadiums that they have the biggest trouble with are the Miami Marlins and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Both
Yeah.
play indoors, air-conditioned stadiums. I mean, can that be? Can we dial that into anything? I mean, does that mean anything?
Yeah, both of those ballparks have big ball fields
Oh,
themselves.
they're huge.
They're on top of it, and so you get psychologically defeated that I got to really hit it to get it out of here. But Schwarber didn't have a problem getting it out 20 rows deep on the first night. But yeah, I mean it's something to do with that a little bit.
Anthony said if it ended today, they're already making the playoffs, so who cares?
Right.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah, if it ends today, but there's 20. How many games left?
There's 30 something.
right, but right, it just seems crazy that
It does seem a little
they've
crazy.
done
It was 2 games.
They've done so well, and then God forbid they lose a couple games and people freak out. Everyone's got to relax a little bit.
Well, but it hasn't just been a couple. You know what I mean? It's been a couple too many.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
No, because you just swept.
Yeah.
Who'd they play before this?
Well, they swept the Reds.
And then
They swept
Yeah.
the Reds, and then they won 2 or 3 from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Right, so that's
And
great.
when they lose ugly. They
That's
put up
okay.
2 things.
Well, Pittsburgh's just beat the Brewers 2 out of 3 games, or the first 2 games of the series so far. So I mean,
I'm just saying, people know more than anything. It's such a long damn season.
right.
Everyone's just got to relax.
I wasn't too excited about the other night when it was like 7-0 and then they lost 13-7.
Well, excuse me, guys, but they gave up 25 friggin' runs in 2 games.
Well,
25 runs.
Wouldn't you rather have that now than in October? Let's figure it out now. Now's the time to figure it out.
But these are the teams you're supposed to beat up on.
Yeah, but those teams also get you can't. Yeah, yes, they did, and they beat the Pirates 2 out of 3, and they beat the Reds.
So now you got your fingers crossed for a Bailey Falter no hitter tonight to come out.
Let's not get carried away
No,
now.
you don't need
No hitter.
You don't need a no hitter. You just need 2 runs, and your team's got to score. That's all.
My God.
But that's what they're supposed to do every night.
But I thought God Almighty was back, and Bryce Harper was back in the lineup, and he was here to save us.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
I'm with you. I totally, I mean, you get him back, you lose Nick. You get, you think the pitching staff's starting to come together, and there goes Wheeler. Wheeler's on the disabled list.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, but you know what? That's every team though. Every team's got this. If you lived in Milwaukee and you follow their team, they got the same issues. If you live in New York, the Yankees, people thought, it's the end of the world there. Everyone just gotta just get there and then worry about it.
That's why we said it on. That's why we said on the show. It's a lock 3 weeks ago. You got to put everybody to ease. It's a
But
lock.
how good is Aaron Judge? 50 home runs. My God.
Yeah.
50 home runs.
Stop! Don't say that.
He bet on himself too.
I said he's on the juice.
No,
He
he's
said,
not.
don't say that.
No way. No way.
He's just a strong
No.
big man.
Who was the other guy that was on it? Now he got suspended. Tatis.
Okay, that guy needed some juice. This guy doesn't need any juice.
And he wasn't as big as Judge.
No, right. It's always those little guys that want to take it. Aaron
And,
Judge.
you're talking Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, and Aaron Judge. I mean,
Yeah.
that's some heavy duty company right there.
Oh yeah.
I can remember seeing him in Clearwater down there in the double A games, and he was just banging them then.
Mm-hmm.
You just knew he was
So-
going to be good.
So Bryce joined the team last Friday,
Yes.
right? Okay, so Monday and Tuesday they didn't do so well. I was just trying to figure out if there was a correlation to when God Almighty rejoined the team and when they started not playing so well.
Well,
It's nothing. I don't think it has anything to do. It's the same thing as why they went on the big run in June. It's just the way the schedule breaks out. I mean, to be honest, on what was it, Monday night, I thought they were going to lose Monday night's game prior to the game just because of going out to the West Coast after the thing. But then they jump out to a 7-0 lead. I'm like, oh, great, this is awesome.
Right.
But
Then they
But
blow it.
John, you're a man of knowledge, and I used to listen to you, and now I tolerate you.
Ah,
Can you repeat after me? Aaron Nola,
Aaron Nola.
9-11 this year.
Yeah.
9-11. You tell me to relax. You tell me to relax.
You can't use
again-
losses anymore.
Right. Again, I keep telling you they're going to make the playoffs. It's a lock that they're making the playoffs. I'm not saying they're winning the World Series. They're going to probably
Were
lose.
you around in 1964 talking this lock bullshit?
Yeah, well, but you know what?
yeah, you were barely around in 1964.
But you know what? As a fan, you got to jump on board. You can't be afraid. You
I'm
can't,
on board. My
can't be afraid
my
of-
ankles are broke.
Here's what I'm saying.
you jump off the bandwagon. You got to stay on.
I'm not on no bandwagon. I'm not on no bandwagon. They're killing me night in and night out.
They're
Oh,
not.
stop it! They are
Listen,
not.
I don't want to hear that. That's
You're
all.
You're not even awake for when they're losing. What are you worried about?
First of all, that's all BS. You go watch a Pirates game, and then we could talk. What I'm telling you,
I do watch the Pirates.
what I'm telling you,
I
is,
do watch. They got some good young talent that I like. The problem is they don't want to pay nobody. Here we are, a $200 million payroll, and we might make the playoffs.
With the extra bonus.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
right.
if you play any team, you're not nervous to play any team. I would imagine as a fan of the Phillies right now, you could win on any night, right? So all you got to do is get on a little run in the playoffs. I wouldn't be worried at all, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're worried, they probably shouldn't be in the playoffs in the first place. When you get to the playoffs, you should be able to win. Anyone should be able to win.
Well, I don't know that they've played well against the teams in the playoffs so far this year, record wise. I just don't know when it comes to the actual playoff time and yet actually get matchups playing.
But if you play the
guys
other side of it,
you want to play the Cardinals?
No, that's what I'm saying.
no one
I don't want to play the Cardinals.
Right.
No one does ever.
It's going to be like the Eagles last year. They're going to make it into the playoffs and they're going to lose in the first round. It's just the way it's going to happen.
Or they're not. You never know.
Well, no, but do you know what the problem is, Anthony?
If they got hot like they did earlier this summer,
Oh yeah, no,
win the World Series. It can happen to any team.
I know, but the problem this year with baseball is the Phillies. The last 10 games of the season are all on the road, and then that first playoff series, all 3 games are on the road. They don't get a home game, so that's a deterrent for the last wild card team, or even the 6th wild card team, 5th or 6th wild card.
I think this is a time of year where teams are getting a little bit tired. They're playing on the road a little bit. They're tired. It's the time to figure out some of those last minute things. But when they get to the playoffs, I think they could. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying that they could beat any of these teams if they really got their shit together.
Yeah. No. They can. No, I'm not saying that they can't. But I'm just thinking that
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to beat the Cardinals.
Right.
It's hard to beat some of those other teams out west. But that's the playoffs. That's what happens.
And unfortunately, that's the way the Phillies are talking too. Like, hey, just let's get into the playoffs this year instead of, which is kind of like a loser mentality a little bit. Like they just want to get in this year since they haven't been in 10 years.
So if they just get in, is that a win for this season, or are you disappointed because they should have went further? Even though they haven't been in a while.
Well, it's one of those. It all depends on how those 3 game series go. If they go in there and they lose, 5-0, 7-2, then that's makes it a little bit worse. But I mean, if they're competitive games, 4-3, 3-2, whatever, and they lose, then it's something to build on. I mean, this team's not ready to win this year, the World Series. They may win a round in the playoffs, but once you then go to play the Mets or the Dodgers, you're not beating.
Well, I was saying the year that the Eagles won, no one thought the Eagles were winning anything. That's all I'm saying. So just be positive. The team's pretty damn good in general.
They have good pieces. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. It just you see, like, I mean, the Dodgers are what 52 and 8 the last 60 games. I mean, who's beating them?
That's because they buy their talent.
Well, right. No, I understand.
How about that Mookie Betts? He got 50 home runs too.
Yeah.
Man. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
On the juice.
My God.
On the juice.
Great show, guys.
Yeah.
We get to do it again at home next week. I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We've got some outstanding sponsors that we thank every week. City Distilling. Look at that. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Very nice.
I prefer it over the pouch iced teas. Anthony does not. He
Okay.
prefers the pouch.
All right. Well, I'm sure Nick and Jason will Jamie, sorry, Jason, Jamie. Be glad to know that. But hey, great show, guys. Johnny, hope to see you back in the store next week.
Yep.
Guys, I know you're heading to Pittsburgh this weekend. Have a great, safe trip.
Is it somebody's birthday this weekend?
It is. It is. It is. It is her.
Don't be shy there, Lauren.
It is her birthday.
Saturday.
Yep. So an early happy birthday to you. Do a fine job. You're a woman of the people. You're there for everybody. So
Thank you.
Well, nothing says happy birthday like the Pirates Hall of Fame weekend.
That's how you know I love you. Go
Hey,
into
you know what? Hey, funny you bring that up because I got another bitch moan and complain session. How come the Mets can retire number 24, but the Pirates can't retire number 21?
No, he's retired. It's confusing. They already have retired numbers. They're starting a Wall of Fame this year, like the Phillies have. 21's been retired. That's why it's confusing.
The retired numbers are behind us on the wall here, in case anyone's interested.
Yeah, they're all here.
They're all here on this wall.
I think this is honestly just a way to, a promotional thing to sell some tickets for the guys that are still alive.
Where they been? Where they been? The Phillies been doing a Wall of Fame since the 90s.
I don't know if you're aware, they're a little behind with some.
Well, they're inducting like 20 guys into this Hall of Fame on Saturday, and 90% of them are dead.
Oh yeah, you'll have.
So Steve Blass will be there.
Dave Parker.
What's he famous for?
If you're lucky, because he doesn't feel well.
Get to Covey.
Yeah, no, he didn't go in. They have to
He didn't go in.
You have to spread out the people. Listen, I've done Hall of Fame nights before. You got to spread out the people that are alive, so you have.
Talent.
Yeah. Oh, you have Dave Parker, Bill Mazeroski's going in.
Oh yeah,
so
Bill Mazeroski and Steve Blass will be the two that they card out there.
That's a good one. 1960 MVP. That's a good one.
No, it's going to be good. There's a drone show that night, which I've seen before online.
Not in person.
On the YouTube, it looks great.
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
Are you 100 on the YouTube?
All right. Well, we'll look for photos from you on your Facebook page.
Yep.
You guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Enjoy your birthday. What number is it?
32.
Ooh. That's Lefty's number. Lefty Steve Carlton, number 32.
Yep.
All right. Well, guys, have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Again, follow us, This Fan's View.
Check
out. The fantasy football gets fired up tomorrow. I'm sure he'll be dialing everybody up just like all the politicians do. So.
Oh yeah. Exactly. It's a good thing Facebook has your phone number so you can just push the button.
There you go. All righty, guys. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.